Good morning, happy Wednesday. I'm coming to you with some fall autumn kits and inspirations, things to get us ready for junk journals, altered books, memory keepers, journals, autumn bucket lists, all kinds of things that are coming up. And I've got a couple different things that will be released by end of today. But what's already in my Etsy shop is the autumn themed words, dictionary ephemeras, and some cute little sayings. Of course, there's always little doohickeys to cross out, but I put them on a cream cardstock this round so that it would really keep that fall antique vintage look going. So we didn't get too white with it. But this sheet is out on my Etsy as the autumn themed word phrases and dictionary ephemera, I believe. Or at least word phrases. I don't know if I got the rest of it in there. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see it, some of the wording. I definitely had fun looking up and wondering what words had other meanings. We use the word fall a lot, but it's more, the season is autumn. So we looked up autumn, nothing else came up. When you looked up fall, you got more things that meant like cascading. And one of these words I looked up and I got vintage, which was really fun. It was harvest or fall, and actually led to vintage, which I thought was sort of cool. So I did some dictionary pages for the words that didn't really have other words to use for it. But, well, foliage meant leaf, which I thought was cool for something different. We don't use that word very often. Pumpkin, of course, is a squash, but when you look it up, it actually doesn't refer to squash. Which maybe squash would refer to pumpkin, but you know. Gourds, I guess, could have been another good word for here. So, I mean, you can go on forever. But I did some vertical. I did a couple sayings. So this is up for sale for 99 cents right now in my Etsy shop. All really excited about that. Then, in creating my junk journal for autumn, the need for collaged items as pages for backgrounds, for tags, for everything that we do, from the back of belly bands to tags to pockets, or just, you know, whatever we want to do. Sometimes it's nice to have something different to print on the back. And we don't always want to do this by hand. Now, some of us do not have all these items in our repertoire. So having somebody who put them together, I thought was great for someone, especially for someone who's newer at this, or is young enough not to have a lot of vintage inventory in hand. So old piano paper, old stamps, old this or that, or don't want to look it up. It's great to have these. So I came up with 6 pages that I collaged a number of items with. And some of these are duplicated in the kit, but they are, of course, decorated over. So I went ahead and just made a collaged background page set, 6 pages up on Etsy already. And set number 1, because there's bound to be more if I get hankering for this. So these were really cool. I mean, they're all pretty cream, pretty simple. Fabric, letters, newspapers. These were the backs of wine bottles, vintage French wine bottles, which was fun to find. So there's one set that we enjoyed doing. This one is huge. This is what set the whole tone for the autumn journal kit that you'll see next. And I had this sort of bricky red, a little bit more of a, I don't want to say cranberry, but that keeps coming to my mind. It's not mauve, it's not cranberry, but if you put it on white paper and did it just right, which I do have things in my fussy cuts for the journal, this could be something cool to be used for Christmas, something very vintagey. You could use this whole banner totally separate, and I'll show that to you in the add-ons for the actual kit. That may be helpful for other things, which is really awesome. That as I was going along, things started popping up. So this is one of my favorite pages, and it's used a lot in the kit in various ways. And so I had to have it in the collage pages. Again, something a little simpler, sort of faded out. Still a really big patch right here for something simple on the back of something. This is just enough to give you good layering for, say, the front of a signature. I just felt the colors made it easy to work with. So again, I used it here too. More horizontal this time, a little bit bigger, more up close. And it's textured. It's a piece of ribbon or cloth that I came across and in the New York public domain. And so I was like, well, good Lord, how fun is that? It's actually, I think, a piece of wallpaper that I have tweaked and played with. So that was pretty cool. And one more. It has some lace down the side. It has an index card in it, front cover of a book. newspaper again, and the wine barrel. So this was sort of a very fun. Everything sort of had a similar feel through it. But those 6 pages are also now on sale. I think $1.99. Now I do have 10% off still going on through July 31st. And I did put those in that category. So if you want to get in there and get 10% off that kit real quick, this is the time to do it. Now, last but not least in any sense, is the 16-page Autumn Gathering Journal Kit. I love autumn. I love the colors. I'm a huge Christmas fan, but there's something about autumn that I will start early to mid-September with and go all the way to Thanksgiving. My house varies a little bit. It'll be autumn, it'll be Halloween, and then back to autumn before we go into 1 to 2 months of winter and Christmas. But I enjoy this. My house lends well to it. Like, it really showcases well autumn does in my house. And so I have this love for it. And I wanted to create a kit to be used almost exclusively on its own with the proper base pages. But I believe there's plenty of kits out there that I hope will mesh well. And a really great travel notebook journal could be made out of this. And I cannot wait to make one. And I will definitely show you guys what I come up with this kit. All these pages I printed will get used. I'm not going to waste anything. But I went ahead and printed all my pages. I ripped the edges. I distressed the edges with what Tim Holtz distressed ink, which if I can find the Amazon link, I will put that in the comments. But I enjoy making this. This is probably my cover page to it all. It folds nicely for a signature cover. It just has so much warmth and joy in all of it. Depending on how you print it, I would suggest fit to print so that it does bring it in a little bit. So when you tear it, you don't lose some of the leaves up there that I noticed. I'm like, I'm missing some stuff. But it's one of my favorite pages. It has our favorite collage in it. It has some great aspects. And the leaves are just gorgeous. I went ahead and continued to use those collage pages, added green, added critters, added more leaves. I had problems with trying to rip this one. Definitely print on the best quality paper you have when you're using a ripped tool. If you have crappy paper, it is really hard to use. This is the We Are Terror Guide 3 set I got from Amazon. Again, I'll see if I can put it in the comments if I can find it. And it's a really good, it's really solid ruler, but crappy paper makes it really hard. But this one definitely has an antique feel to it now. Just the collage page by itself, of course, I thought was a great base, and I did not. Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't think I stressed that enough. How rude. Maybe I didn't feel I needed it. But this, the base piece is really great. Here's another one. Lightened it up, not so much orange and red. I went more light, pale, soft, creamy colors for this one, leaving plenty of room to pop if you wanted to. So one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should go back and do that with all of them. One of my favorites. This one, because it really did come out gorgeous also. And like I said, that's a collage page. That's took the whole thing off and made it something. Now, let's see. Yep, that would be the one. So next page. Kept it a little simpler, just from the pumpkins, had to add some chipmunks, which actually started out blue from a much older book. And I went ahead and, of course, colorized them brown. Just like, I don't want a blue. I guess I could have had blue, but that would have taken us a whole other direction. So, no, kept the browns, the greens, the oranges, the creams, the rust. I try not to add too many random colors. I could totally see, though, a country pale blue in autumn if we did it right. Oh my gosh, it would be gorgeous. So, anyway, there's the other page. Then we went into these. Now, these I did print on, continue to print on white paper with a marbled background in this case. It definitely was very bright white compared to the others, which seemed to have that creamier tone. So the last 2 pages I show you may want to put on cream, or coffee dyed, or parchment construction, something maybe to get it a little darker, unless you want that break in your signatures or in your pages to put a different color in it. You may want to go white and tone it up with other things that are cream based. I'm a little chipmunk and a little red. Madagascar, I think it's my male Madagascar bird, like a finch or something. I loved his red breast and the brownness for him. I went into then, I guess, definitely a little bit more white. This one would be a great green page. Kept my chipmunk going, got some green, kept the lace going in here. And these photos are actually something my husband did. He took some pictures of old barns in the area and some barn equipment. And these I actually turned around and vectored and color played with them. So I made them a little bit more artsy, but gave it a little vintage feel as if this was a keepsake page. This is something I'm definitely going to fold in half and have more of an autumn bucket list, great memories. I really want to memory keep on this page and probably make it the middle of a signature booklet in my traveler's notebook. So this is, I'm looking forward to using this concept in this page sort of in the middle of the book as, hey, this is what we did this autumn. This is my feelings. This is what I'm grateful for. And maybe a little bucket list type ordeal, things we did that we normally wouldn't do. The possibilities are endless. But the pictures are great. They're my husband's, which I love when I get photos from him that I don't have to worry about copyrights because they're my husband's. And then I played with this thing a lot. This is just a bunch of leaves that I had created vector-wise. Tweaked them, colored them, twisted them, played with them completely, but then realized they just seemed overpowering. I put them elsewhere and they were fine, but they were a little much else here. And I actually finally played with them to where I made them into sections, did a little bit of shadowing around them. Let me see it prompts. And then sort of collaged them together like this so that you could do what I did, which was tear them, okay, and distress them. Definitely put them on cardstock though. And I actually printed them to your last page, which is a journal page. You can actually write on the back of each one of these and easily journal on them. A little hard on that one, but you can actually journal on every single one of these, which is awesome. It was a lot of whack. Oh, wrong direction. I'm like, why is this going that way? But it doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. There we go. Okay, with a few rips and tears, whatever. The backside is a journal page with a little bit of flat leaves behind it. Gives you the ability to really document some stuff that's going on. On this side, though, these being they're only horizontal, you're putting them in your book sideways and pulling them out and then reading it. You could put these on this page on the backside of coffee paper, print coffee paper, print this over it, or print the coffee paper on one side and the leaves on the other, and you would have a little more of a plain page to journal on if your writing is really good. Some of us have great writing, some of us need help with our lines. But the potential is there for these last two pages to really document and journal what we have accessible to us. And I had done another video and had shown me pulling this all apart, and then that video went to hell in a handbasket. Oh well. So these are the journaling pages in the kit. There are 9 of them. So plenty to play with, plenty to work on. You add the collage pages to it. You've got front and backs, extras, hardcover, soft color covers, the works. And then really quick, only so I don't make this too long, was all the add-ons. I did do something different on one page. I did print it white. You may want to put it on coffee. You may want to put it on cream. But it's done to where you really could die cut all the way down or in here. Cut out these very gorgeous squares that you can journal on. You can add on. You can almost leave them as is. Put them in the altered book or put them in the traveler's notebook. A traveler's notebook journal, and leave it for someone else to really add to, decorate, or write on. But it was something new. I haven't done a full page layout like this before in the add-ons, and I wanted to try it, and it may be something I go add to my Snowy kit later. But otherwise, you have bordered labels. You have small little cards. You have 1.5 inch coins or circles, and they should fit right inside your 1.5 inch punch. I've got borders. I've got tags. Not tags, sorry. Tabs. And then just things to fill in where you have the ability to have some more of the pretty fall foliage borders. I did the fussy cuts so that all these little things can be cut and added as layers to these guys, because you have to have them. They were all pulled from the pages, so you didn't have to pull apart the pages to get these guys. You can have them on their own. And then you have more journal pages, a pocket, Another tag, a bigger label if you really wanted something to stand out and really wanted to like, this is my such and such journal, maybe in the front. Little flags. Another large envelope. Now you cut this out first, you glue it together. Then as you are fussy cutting and cutting up all your small pieces, you have something to put them in because this folds up really nicely when glued. And I have it for almost every one of my kits to keep all these little pieces so that I don't lose them. And I'll know exactly what they go to because this sort of fits the theme. I did a lot of belly bands this round. I don't know why. Sort of funny. A lot of belly bands. Another large tag, tiny little journal. More of these journaling cards where you can simply just put them on coffee paper or glue them to anything you really want to make them journaling or a layered piece, more flags. But I did a lot of sort of belly band size for these pages to cover up, to create a division, another layer, or to put on your simpler pages to bring the theme across. There are washi tapes. There's a tiny little washi tape, 1/4 inch. And then these are more 1/2 inch ribbons or thicker washi tape type ordeals to help border, divide, whatever your heart desires. You can cut these up little and make them little die cuts. All the options are here, right? So all these pages are going to be in the Autumn Gathering Kit, journal kit that will be up and running by the later today. I'm almost ready. I have most of it put together. I am just doing the finishing touches on the actual listing, and then it'll be up and running. So hopefully by the time you see the video, this will be available. I had to do some numbers, but I'm looking at probably another $4.99 kit. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put it out there for 10% or not. But maybe just for a few days, it's worth it for those of you who first come, first serve, are following me, and are on it, and you get to see what's going on. So I am a Jewel Design. My name is Jolene. I've been doing graphic designs for 20 years. And you can find me on Instagram, Etsy, and Facebook. All at a Jewel Design. Just ignore the apostrophe that's in my company name. And there's no extra E in there. It's just apostrophe D when you're looking me up as a company. And it's just simply LD when you're spelling it out. So A Jewel Design, 2 Ds. I don't know how well you can see this. I'm going to try a little more and see if it happens to zoom in. If not, that's okay. But this is pretty noticeable. Either under Jolene Burt or a Jewel Design. And I am a graphic designer, and this is my Autumn Gathering Journal Kit. Autumn words and the lovely basic collage pages all up for sale on review. Hope you enjoy this. Have a wonderful day.